McGee's book highlights how racism drained America's pools, both figuratively through diminished public resources and quite literally in the segregation of the nation's municipal pools.
Lena Lai takes a look at efforts to overcome the generational impact of Ohio's past.
Dalton Wahomey loves to swim.
It's good to be safe and learn how to swim, but it's also a really fun sport to do.
That's why we need to exercise with our arms.
And providing affordable swim lessons for all kids is a passion for Dalton's dad from the Lakewood YMCA.
The mindset is, how much is it going to cost me, or can I afford it? I think that becomes a barrier right there.
Because in these waters, you'll find the intersection of race and class. According to USA Swimming, 64% of African American children can't swim, compared to 45% of Hispanic children and 40% of white children. The reason? Scholars point to the social history of America's public pools.
We, as a nation, seem to have this inability to factually and correctly address our past.
Kent State professor Molly Merriman's documentary, Invisible Struggles, explores the personal stories of segregation in Warren, Ohio.
Back in that day, they didn't let us muddy the water.
In 1934, the gleaming Packard Pool opened in Warren's Packard Park, a whites-only public pool. In 1945, instead of desegregating the pool, the city leased it to a private swim club. The Veterans Swim Club was supposed to be open to all veterans. However, all black veterans were denied membership.
Because African American kids weren't able to swim in the public pools, there was a river, and it was more than one kid who drowned. Well, instead of having a safe pool with training and lifeguards and all of that, their option was one that was, in fact, deadly.
The local NAACP sued the city of Warren, and NAACP lawyer Thurgood Marshall successfully argued the case to desegregate Packard Pool.
Thurgood Marshall, the first of his race so honored.
Marshall would later become the first African-American U.S. Supreme Court justice. Still, pools were unwelcome waters. In Cincinnati, whites threw nails and glass into pools and poured acid and bleach in Florida. Cities closed their pools instead of integrating, and private pools took their place. In 1969, a bold television moment that sent a message when Mr. Rogers shared a wading pool with Officer Clemens.
That feels great.
Segregation began to be dismantled, but prejudice remained.
And Manuel is going to do it! Oh!
But in 2016, Simone Manuel won Olympic gold and broke historical barriers.
You are the first African-American woman to medal in an individual event in swimming.
Winning my gold medal really represents my mission and my goal of being an inspiration to others.
While here at home, the YMCA of Greater Cleveland is also working to close the minority gap with a $10,000 grant to provide free or low-cost lessons.
There is a huge generational gap that was lost, and it's going to take time to bring that back.
Making strides, one stroke at a time. Lena Lai, 3 News.